Hello there, my Facebookies. I know it took me a little minute today. I couldn't get the video to act right for some reason. It just did not want me to be great today, which is a shame because I really wanted y'all to see how cute I was today. Like, I was really cute today. I was feeling myself. But today's video is going to be about focusing on the be and not the do. Um, and I know that sounds really crazy, and you're like, being what and doing what? Well, if you've been keeping up with my page, you'll know that today we're talking about being and doing what it takes to be a real friend. I'm sorry, this is driving me crazy. I don't know what's going on there. All right, being and paying attention to what it takes to be a good friend. So on Facebook, I have seen this surge of people who are making these posts about if your friend don't support your business, they not really a friend. And I said, that's interesting. And then I started seeing posts about how your real friends will be the ones to do XYZ. And the more I thought about it, the more I kind of let it play in my mind. And I started thinking about the people who I call my friends. And it made me realize a couple of things. One, the Bible speaks very, very highly about friendship. And the reason that I think it does that is because the relationships that you build with people when it comes to friendship, if you are taking the time to really develop that relationship, then it's going to be like any other relationship in your life. The relationships with your spouse, the relationships with those around you, those marriages that last 40, 50 years, they put a special kind of thought and a special kind of attention that they gave to that relationship in order to make it work. And they don't focus on the fact that, oh, my husband does blah, 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 or my wife does blah, 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 and that's what makes her my wife. No, what makes her your wife is who she is. It's the be. What makes him your husband is the be. It's not what he does. And so we have to make sure that we are putting ourselves in a position where we don't focus on what my friend can do for me, and we focus on the fact that they are being your friend. I was talking to my mother earlier today. Hey, Dee. I was talking to my mother earlier today, and I was telling her that I was going to go live, and I was, telling her how this was my second attempt at going live, and my video kept dying. And she was like, well, what is your video about? And so I was telling her about how it's about friendship, and we started talking about that. And I was telling her about some of the people on my timeline who have posted, whether it was a video or a status or whatever, where they were saying that if the people in your life don't do XYZ, then they're not really your friends. And when I said that, or as I was telling her that out loud, I was thinking about the old Ashley. And the old Ashley was real quick to tell people there are three kinds of people in my life. There are people I know and like, and then my friends. And I used to say that because, like Dee just said, everybody doesn't know how to be a friend. And so there were people in my life that I was calling my friend. And my reasoning for saying that other people were not my friends were because I did not feel like those people knew me well enough for me to say if they were my friend. I'm very guarded when it comes to the word friend. I don't just throw it around with everybody. You can be my boo all day long. I can have a million boos out here. I could have a million honey buns in the world, but my circle of friends is very small. And that's because I was hurt by people who would call themselves my friends, but would not be friends. Not that they wouldn't do friendly stuff, they just wouldn't be my friend. And as I was talking to my mom about it, we were talking about, the people that's like, if your friends don't support your business, then they're not really your friends. But I had to step back from that, and I had to say, well, first of all, let's look at what is it about your personal business that your friend does not support. And are they supporting it in a manner that you feel like they should support, or they're just not supporting it at all? So, for example, I have my hair sister lot. My sister is one of the best braiders out there ever. And so when I don't always go to my sister because I don't get my hair braided. However, whenever any of my Facebook friends go, hey, tag a braider, she's the first person I tag. I look at the people who are in my life and I support in the manner in which I feel is best. No, I have like 4 makeup artists on my page that, are always, talking and this, that, and the other. But when they're talking, I don't equate whether or not that person is somebody that I would call a friend based on whether or not they support my business. Because if that were the case, if I was only looking for my friends and families to support my business would never grow. The whole goal of your business should be to branch out. And everybody is not going to support your business, and especially supporting your business in the manner in which you feel that they should support. Some of them are going to support by buying whatever your product is. Some of them are going to support by sharing your statuses every now and then. Some of them are going to support by just saying, you go girl, you do what you do. But just because they don't support your business does not make them any less of a friend. So for example, I have some friends now that are they're not friends. They have not liked this page. They probably don't even know that I'm live. But just because they don't support me on Facebook doesn't mean they don't support my life. They are being everything that a friend requires of them. And a friend is going to require you to be there. And a friend is going to require you to be the best version of you. I fuss at my students all day long because they make these connections. Like I teach 6th graders. So they're at that stage where they're no longer elementary, where they feel like everybody is their friend. And they're developing friendships, and they're, trying to figure out who they should and should not befriend. And I'm always telling them, if the person that you are attaching yourself to is doing things that would get you in trouble or is setting you up for failure, that's not a friend. That's not real friendship. Because a real friend is not going to do or buy things for you. They're going to be a friend, and they're going to be in a place that's going to make you better. And that goes for you too, because sometimes we know what we require of other people to be our friend, but we don't always do that. We don't always be the supporting voice that friend needs to hear. Or we may not always, we'll support on this side of things. We will be a friend when it comes to going out. We will be a friend when it comes to celebrating. But when tough times come along, we tend to step back and say, well, I got my own stuff to do. But if you are really being a friend, yes, you have your own stuff, but a real friend is going to cover you even when they don't see what you're going through. They may not even know that you have these issues. For example, my very first video that I did for this page was about going through depression. I have two best female friends in the whole world. Hey Toya, hey Angie. Those are my girls. They're like my sisters. To the end of the earth, I got their back. But in reality, I only think one of them knew or felt that I was going through depression. The other one, I don't think she picked up on it. And it would be so crazy of me to be upset because one friend did not comfort me when I felt like I needed to be comforted. She didn't even know. And that's what we do to some of our friends sometimes. We feel like, oh, you're my friend, so you just need to be out here to help me. You need to be out here to do this, that, and the other for me. But we forget that we have to be a friend to them as well. The people that you put in your circle need to be able to, like I said, cover you and make you the best version of you. It's so funny because I put up a video a while ago, and I might go back and share this video to this page, where I was talking about how parents are really quick to say, well, I ain't, when they're talking to their kids, they go, I'm not your little friend. I'm not your friend. I'm your mama. I'm not your friend. I'm your daddy. And I said that was so crazy to me because I would want to be my child's friend, because with my developing that friendship shows my child, especially if my child is young, it shows them what a friend should actually look like. We want to make sure that we're setting an example for those children, because when our children have real friendships, when our children understand how that works, as they get older, they make better friends. So we can't be upset when we didn't want to be our kids' friend because we were so wrapped up in being their parent that we forget, hey, you can do both. You can be your child's parent and your child's friend. I promise it works. I promise it does. And people tend to forget, or they feel like, well, if I'm my child's friend, then my child loses a respect for me. And that's not the case. That's not true at all. Because if you think about your friends and the people that you connect with, they're all going to you make connections with people in totally different ways. For example, I have a friend at work named Bree. I love Bree. And our friendship is so unique in how it is developed. There are things that I will say, places I'll go, things I will do with Bree that I won't do with everybody else. There is a friend that I have at church. My friend at church, again, totally different relationship. Does that mean I don't respect my friend at church? No. Does it mean that I don't respect my friend at work? No. That just means we have a different type of friendship. And there's a bond that we took the time to create between me and these young ladies that develop who we are. One of my other best friends in the world is a guy. And Trent lives somewhere in Washington, Virginia, or somewhere, who knows. He's not in Memphis. And Trent has been one of my best friends since I was in the 9th grade. The relationship that I have with my male best friend is totally different from the one that I have with my female best friends. But it doesn't take away anything from our friendship. It doesn't make me less of a friend to either one of them because our friendship is different. So many times we stop putting in the work that is required to make these friendships. We just feel like friends are supposed to fall out of the sky. We're supposed to all get along. You do stuff for me. Every now and then I do stuff for you. And everything is amazing. And that's not how friendship works. So my question is, or better yet, my question was, I asked a question last week about whether or not you thought it was more important for your friends to be loyal or your friends to be trustworthy. And a lot of you picked loyal. the more I thought about it, originally I kind of said loyal too, but then the more I thought about it, I would want my friends to be more so trustworthy. Because with loyalty, sometimes we mistake being loyal. Hey, Kaya Boo. Sometimes we take loyalty and we take it too far. And we feel like even in our foolishness, I'm doing wrong, but you should be loyal to me. And you shouldn't do XYZ because that would show that you're not loyal to me in my foolishness. But trustworthy is going to tell you, boo, you wrong. And a real friend, somebody that's going to be a friend, is going to be there whether you're right or wrong. But they're going to tell you about yourself. And if they are a real, true friend, that's what they do. True friends are not going to set you up. True friends are not going to send you out. And we have to make sure that we are putting ourselves in a position where we can not only get true friends and we can not only have real friends, but we have to be real friends. And that's why I said this video is about getting caught up in the being and not the doing. It's easy to do stuff for people because they're my friend. You're my friend, so I can pay for you to go out to eat with me. Or you're my friend, so I don't mind doing whatever it is that you're asking of me to do. But the question is, am I being a friend? Am I building friendship into the fabric of my everyday life? And if I'm only picking up friendship off a shelf every now and then, instead of developing friendship and weaving it into who I am, then I'm not effective on this earth. And that is what we really, truly, honestly want to be. We want to be effective on the earth. We don't want to just claim people just because it sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good to say you're my friend. But at the same time, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then you're going to forever be behind. I'm laughing at Kaya. For those of you that don't know, Kaya is my other daughter. She started out as one of my students, and now she's on my page talking about getting speeches from me. Because she'll tell you, I'm down for a good speech all the time. I can't tell y'all. Let me know if this looks blurry to you, because to me it looks like my picture is a tad bit blurry. I don't know what I did to make it blurry, but where was I? Oh, I was saying we have to make sure that we're putting ourselves in a position to be someone's friend. And it's important that when we're building these friendships, we build them from the ground up. You know, some of my students at school, they know I am a finer woman, and I am always talking about the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. And so a couple of them have asked me, well, why did you choose that sorority? What is it that you like about that sorority? And one of the things that I told them is I love that in this sorority, now, I can't speak for everybody else, but in this sorority, we are truly big on sisterhood. It's not just a phrase that we use. We actually build bonds with one another. And I realized this past week, we had our chapter meeting on yesterday. And during our chapter meeting, I'm sorry, my phone is deciding to die. I don't know why. I feel like whenever things keep going wrong, I feel like I'm getting ready to say something that y'all need to hear, and Satan don't want y'all to hear it, so he started messing with stuff. So this video has been a long time coming today. It's just now my phone trying to die. I just plugged it up, so we should be good. But while we were in chapter meeting, as soon as the meeting ended, I was speaking to some of my sorors, and in our conversation, it became more apparent that the relationships that we're building with one another go deeper than just wearing the same colors. They go deeper than just throwing up the same signs and giving the same call. It's so much deeper and so much bigger than that. And I found myself saying over and over again to different people, I got your back for whatever. You are my sister in this organization. You are my sister on this earth. So whatever you need, if I got it, you got it. And the more I said it, the more I realized that that goes for so much more than just whether or not I got the money or if I got the money to buy whatever product you're selling, or if I can do this way. It's me honestly, truly wanting to be a sister and be a friend to every last Zeta I come across. And the more I thought about it, I was like, why am I limiting this friendship to Zetas? I need to spread this out. Everybody need to get in on this. So every week I end each video with some sort of challenge. So this week's challenge, I want you to build a friendship with somebody new. Start a conversation with somebody new. And you'll find out you have so much more in common with the people around you than you think you do. So we're going to start branching out. We're going to start talking to some new people. We're going to start we're just going to make ourselves real, true, honest friends. And I believe that if we all have some real friends around us, and we're all being the type of friend that we want someone to be to us, we'll get so far past doing, and being will be our everyday life. It won't just be for a moment. I want us to truly have the best relationships that we can build with anybody. So today, in the morning, tomorrow, next week, I want you to think about the type of friendships that you have around you. Are you investing in the people around you? Are you making the people around you any better? Okay? I love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. And I'm going to hope that next week our video can get out during the day. I like to go live around 3, sometimes 4 o'clock. So look for videos from the Chocolate Dove around that time period. I love you guys. Y'all be blessed and have a wonderful, wonderful night.